that you're such a detailed note taker. I think Latour and Ben Sermon mentioned just how great your notes are. Have you always been that way?
So something at Memphis is Coach Norvell. He always preached being in tune to the little things and the little details, and that our minds was our biggest asset. So I felt like taking notes. That's just a small thing, right? So I'm able to take notes and understand what I'm doing. So once I get out on the field, I'm able to play fast.
How do you feel to touch the ball, run on the open field, in the rain, Lambeau with 35,000 fans the other night?
Oh, it felt amazing. Myself, I haven't played in a game since December of 2019 when we played in the Cotton Bowl. So, it was pretty excited to, I had those butterflies and stuff like that, being able to be in Lambeau Field and play in front of, 60,000, and it was raining. So, it was pretty exciting.
Hey Patrick, I know you talked a couple times about this, but this whole journey you've been on, since the injury, what has this been like, and how have you kind of kept yourself, sort of up and motivated when, there have obviously been some obstacles and adversity along the way?
Really, I just it could always be worse, right? I just tried to use that mentality of, I couldn't have came back or something like that, right? But I've gotten the opportunity to be with such a prestigious organization that believes in my ability and took the time to allow me to heal. So during this whole time, it just allowed me to, have a different perspective on things. Like I said, it could always be worse, and just making sure I'm in the moment with the time that I am out there, because there was a time that I wasn't.
Did you come back too soon at Memphis? What happened there?
Yeah. But nothing on Memphis, but you offer a kid that that's 21, 20 years old at the time. Had aspirations of going to the NFL and getting drafted that year with possibly upgrading his draft status. And you tell him, hey, we can get you back in 6 to 8 weeks if you do this surgery, or you do the 6-month surgery and miss the whole year. I'm gonna go with the 6 to 8 weeks. But it wasn't. Nothing against those guys. I felt it was my decision, and I'm gonna live with that decision, and I'm happy I made that decision.
What does it mean to you that the Packers obviously brought you in as an undrafted guy and have kind of stuck with you throughout all this and are giving you a chance now to actually play?
It means a lot. I just owe them, so much, and what I can do for them is just be an asset to this football team. Try to help in any way that I can, whether that's on special teams or on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm extremely thankful for the opportunity that they've given me to take a chance on me being hurt and sticking with me up until now.
Mo mentioned the other day, he mentioned you and Kylan as guys that could potentially be in the mix to return kicks. You only returned one kick at Memphis, right?
Yeah,
they did. Comfortable as a kick returner?
Oh, absolutely. Just me. I'm confident in my ability, and I feel like I'm able to do that stuff back there if they call me to do so. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that though. I was never given the opportunity at Memphis because we had Tony Pollard.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm excited.
Can you go back to Hurricane Katrina struck? I remember reading a story from the Memphis paper, and you had 50 people living in your house at the time?
Yeah, so we brought in a lot of my family that was affected during Hurricane Katrina at that time in Harvey, Louisiana, in the West Bank, Louisiana. So we took in a lot of our family, and that's mostly where I got selflessness and serving from my parents, because, I mean, when they were there, we had to feed them and stuff like that. But it was fun being able to spend time with our family. But yeah, it was tough times for our families during that time of Hurricane Katrina, them coming down and some losing their homes. So yeah.
How old were you at the time?
At the time, that happened in '05. I was maybe 6, 7, 8.
That's crazy. So what was it like being you're a little kid at that point?
Yeah,
it's
I'm
like
a little kid.
bumper people in your house.
And I see people sleeping on the floors, air mattresses everywhere. At the time, I didn't know what was going on, but as I grew older, I understand that it was the Hurricane Katrina that affected them and forced them to come stay with us.
Hey, Patrick, going back to Matt's first question to you, what was the conversations like going into the draft? Did you think there was any chance you could get drafted, and then did you know of the Packers' interest, in you throughout that process, or how did that all go out?
Well, I mean, yeah, of course I had aspirations of getting drafted. I mean, we had talks of getting drafted. I talked with my agent. He said it was a possibility, and there was a possibility that I would go undrafted. But I didn't really have a strong relationship with the Packers. I met with Coach Sermons at the Combine. We sat down and talked about X's and O's and stuff like that. But other than that, I didn't really know I was going to come here. I remember, so I had to get another surgery from Dr. Anderson after the Combine, which I had to come up to Wisconsin. And I was like, and it was freezing, and it was snowing, snow everywhere. It's like, there's no way that I come here, right? But, I'm extremely thankful for the opportunity.
If you can win the number 3 running back job, what do you think you can bring to this offense?
I feel like I can bring a number of things. Being able to understand pass protection, being able to protect on third down as a big back, being able to catch the ball out of the backfield as a big back, and sometimes line up out in the slot, out at wideout, and things like that. Being able to run inside and outside the tackles, and also contribute on special teams on all four phases: kickoff return, punt, and punt return. So
you got to be really chomping at the bit for the next 3 weekends, right? I said you must be really chomping at the bit for these next 3 weekends.
Oh, absolutely, because, man, I haven't played real football in so long. So I'm excited to, finally get out there and play against somebody else. So I'm excited about that.
You mentioned pass pro to stop a minute ago. I know Coach, I thought you had a good day yesterday in that one-on-one drill. What's that like? What's that drill like? You just know that this guy's going to be blitzing 100 miles an hour at you. What kind of, I guess, guts does it take to just stand there and you're going to get whacked, but you got a job to do? Yeah,
I mean, you might be staring down the end of a barrel when you have to come up against like a guy that's, a lot bigger than you or something like that. But, I mean, you got to hold your ground. You got to protect 12, give him an opportunity because, I mean, we have like they say so much, we have a Hall of Fame quarterback back there that can do so much for us. So we got to keep him upright and keep him protected.
Patrick, were you a Saints fan growing up, and have you thought about what it would mean if you could be a part of this team and in that first game in the Superdome in September?
So my dad was a Saints fan. Not me so much. I would cheer them on, don't get me wrong, just because me being from New Orleans and most of my family is from New Orleans, so most of them are Saints fans. But, I mean, that would be extremely exciting to, get to that point. But my main focus is tomorrow, on tomorrow's practice, and then then the next days after that. My main focus is just being in the moment and controlling what I can control.
Patrick, you mentioned, getting to meet Coach Sermons. How much do you think that's helped you being in the room with him and those backs the last year, and the mental side of the game, making that adjustment as a rookie?
Yeah, Coach Sermons is really, really smart coach. And he challenges us to be smart as well, with understanding the run game, understanding who blocks who, and understand where we can cut off of that. It's been extremely helpful being in the room with guys such as Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon and Colin Hill, Dexter Williams and Jamal Williams when he was here. Just being able to learn from those guys and take in everything that they're telling me, what they're seeing when they were out there on the field, because I wasn't able to be out there. So, I mean, it's just been a great opportunity.
What's it been like to be in that competition battle for the third running back spot? Do you embrace competition?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't expect nothing less from those guys either. I mean, competition brings out the best in you, and I feel like it makes everybody better. So, I mean, I'm excited for the competition. But yeah, my main focus is just, controlling what I can control and focus on myself.